Every single day, you're using dozens of apps and websites. You tap, you swipe, you click. But have you ever stopped to think about what it is you're actually interacting with? Well, today, we're pulling back the curtain on the part of the internet you can actually see and touch. Okay, let's get into it.
I mean, think about your favorite food delivery app, or the social media you scroll through for hours. What makes it feel so smooth, so seamless? Why is the layout just perfect? What makes you think, wow, this thing just works?
Well, that whole feeling, that entire visual and interactive world, has a name. It's called the front end. It's everything that happens on your screen. You might also hear it called the client side, and that's just because it's the part that runs on your device, the client's device, whether that's your phone, your laptop, whatever. It's the part that's facing you.
Now, to really get this, we're going to use a super simple but really powerful analogy that's going to make everything crystal clear. So, for a second, forget about code, forget about computers, and let's just imagine we're going out to a restaurant.
The front end is the dining room. It's everything you see and experience. The decor, the menu you're holding, the table, the lighting, the waiter who comes over to greet you, it's all designed for you, the customer. The back end, that's the kitchen. It's hidden away, it's where all the real work gets done. The cooking, the chopping, managing all the orders. You never see it, but you know that without that kitchen, nothing would ever get to your table.
So, if our front end is this digital dining room, what's it actually made of? What are the raw materials that developers use to build these experiences we use every single day?
Now here's the amazing part. The entire visible web, everything, from the simplest blog to the most complex streaming service, is pretty much built on just 3 core technologies. That's it. Just 3 pillars holding up the whole thing. Let's meet them.
First up, we have HTML. Think of HTML as the architect's blueprint, or maybe the bare-bones structure of the building. It's the stuff that says, this is a heading, this is a paragraph, over here is a button. In our restaurant, HTML is what builds the walls, places the tables and chairs, and hangs the door. It's the essential, non-negotiable skeleton.
Okay, but a skeleton isn't very inviting, is it? That's where CSS comes in. If HTML is the architect, CSS is the interior designer. It takes that raw structure and makes it look good. CSS is what chooses the paint color for the walls, picks the font for the menu, and sets the mood with the right lighting. It's all about the look and feel, the whole vibe of our digital dining room.
So we've got our structure and we've got our style. But right now, our restaurant is just a pretty static room. Nothing's happening. And then, in comes JavaScript. JS is the magic. It's what brings everything to life. In our analogy, JavaScript is the waiter. When you click a button on the menu, JavaScript is what responds. It takes your order, confirms it, and, this is key, it goes and talks to the kitchen, the backend, to actually make things happen. It is the engine of interactivity.
All right, theory is great, but let's see how these 3 powerhouses, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, actually work together in a real-time scenario you have definitely done 100 times, ordering food online.
So check this out. That menu you're scrolling through, that whole layout, the pictures, the prices, that's the user interface, or UI. It's built with HTML, giving it structure, and CSS, making it look delicious. Now you click Add to Cart. Bam, that's JavaScript in action. Did you notice how your little shopping cart icon updated instantly without the whole page having to reload? That seamless, fast feeling is what we call a great user experience, or UX. And behind the scenes, your waiter, JavaScript, just sent your request to the kitchen, the back end, using a special messenger called an API. That immediate feedback is what makes modern apps feel so snappy and alive.
So we know what the front end is, and we know how it's built, but let's just zoom out for a second and ask the biggest question of all. Why does it matter so much?
This right here, this says it all. Think about all the incredibly powerful databases, servers, and algorithms running in the back end, the kitchen. All of that power is totally useless if a regular person like you or me can't interact with it. The front end is that bridge. It's the translator that takes all that technical complexity and presents it to us in a way that's simple, beautiful, and actually useful.
So, to kind of put a bow on it, the front end has a few really big jobs. It's in charge of the user interface, or UI. That's the visual part, the colors, the buttons. But it also shapes the user experience, or UX. That's not what it looks like, but what it feels like to use. Is it easy? Confusing? Frustrating? That's UX. It handles all the client-side logic right there on your device, making everything feel instant. And, of course, it's responsible for responsiveness, making sure the site looks and works great whether you're on a massive TV screen or a tiny little phone.
The big takeaway here is this.
The front end is our window into the digital world. For the last few decades, that window has almost always been a screen. But as technology just keeps racing forward, you have to wonder, what will that bridge look like in the future? Is it going to be the voice assistant you talk to in your kitchen? An augmented reality layer you see through a pair of glasses? That is the exciting frontier of what the front end is about to become. Thanks for digging into this with me.